All right, so we have the Jiggler, and actually saying that out loud makes me realize it kind of sounds dirty, but it's... I don't think it's dirty. I sort of feel like I watched a very deranged National Geographic episode, like how a Jiggler works. Once again, this design is great. It's... How do you even describe it? It sort of looks like a dumbbell-ish. That's the best I can describe it. So, you know, that whistle has a bunch of holes in it, and they take this thing in, and they're like, oh, hey, we can take care of this, and it turns out it's a baby and can't survive unless it has some kind of juice in it. They feed it drawings, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what it eats. And
purple whatevers.
Yeah, purple. Yeah, that's right, the purple whatevers. Do we ever find out what that juice is they spewing out? We just know, okay, it's just like the mother's juice or whatever. That's not bad too, but regardless. So they got, and they tried to take him back because if he doesn't have the juice, he also stretches, I guess. Like his butt was running around like for half the episode. And they find him, they get him back to his mother, which is this giant thing, and I love the way the mother gets angry, because it doesn't just sort of like change shape or get mean eyes. Like the color goes really rapid. It reminded me like, the only thing I can think of is when you're at the last level in like an 8-bit game and you're fighting the bad guy and his life force is getting lower and lower and they start to shine. It looks like that. I always love that effect, so I love seeing it when it gets angry. And they say, no, it doesn't recognize the scent. It is very true of a lot of animals. And they throw it in the mama juice, whatever that was, and the mother recognizes it again. So, yeah, another one of those episodes, I don't quite know what to say. I didn't see the snail again. No, the only other thing I'll say real fast is I love the opening with the... What is that called, where they have the singing?
Auto-tune.
Auto-tune, yeah, I love the auto-tune singing, because it just starts off with that. They don't explain what happened. In fact, it looks like something really horrific happened. There's a village, not just a village, like this kingdom that had a castle on fire, and it was to save a watermelon that doesn't talk, doesn't say anything. It could just be a watermelon, and they just drop it off at this house. And they're like, there you go, Stanley, the watermelon, and it doesn't say thank you or anything. They just walk off, and I'm like, oh my god, did he just like slaughter a people because he's mad? Like, does that ever come into play again, or is that all we ever hear of that?
That particular scene has not yet come back into play. Okay. I don't know if it ever will. It may or may not.
It's probably the funniest if they just never reference it again.
Stanley does return.
Oh, okay, so the watermelon does return, okay.
Yes.
But in terms of what they were saving him from and how he ate the computer that gave him the auto-tune voice, that's never explained.
Nope.
Okay. Oh god, I'm glad Stanley comes back, because he was a vital character, I could tell. You know, he very well could be. He probably is, for all I know. But, yeah, so... and... Did he ever say why he also had, like, the hot dogs as, like, some other food he had there, too?
That's his family.
Oh, okay.
That's Stanley's family. The hot dogs, the marshmallows, that's Stanley's family.
Okay. So the watermelon and his family are safe. There were 2 watermelons. So that means they had to mate, and somehow they get hot dogs and marshmallows?
Yeah. Come on, it makes perfect sense.
Obviously. Okay. So I can't think of too much what to say about this episode. I guess sort of the mother not recognizing the child because of the scent. I guess that's sort of interesting information to give about how a lot of animals work, but I guess it was sad seeing this little thing they unintentionally kidnapped slowly die, but it turns out okay in the end. So what can you say about it?
Well, I remember when I was, like, younger and everything, and, like, every once in a while you'd come across, like, a bird that had fallen out of a nest or something like that, and as a kid you want to help and take care of this animal and everything, not realizing that what you're actually doing is probably harming the animal more than helping it. Mm-hmm. And I think this is a great example of actually just that. Where, oh, we're just going to take this little creature that's following us and take it home as a pet. And then they start kind of messing things up, and everything they do to try to help it isn't helping. It's making everything worse. The only way to make this animal better is to give it back to its parents.
And even then when giving it back, you know, they always saw the harm they sort of had just with the scent that they put on them. That's actually really interesting. See, this is why I need you. This is why I need you. I wouldn't have put any of this together, but that's a very, very good point, because you're right. I think a lot of kids do and have done that. They make kid stories about that. How's it always end? Oh, it just returned to its mother and it goes back fine. It's like, no, it'd probably be like, you know, it'd probably claw at it or something. So, no, actually, that's a very legitimate point. Never would have put that together. No, that's a very, very good point. Yeah. So I guess it is sort of teaching, in a sense, whether it knows it or not. I mean, it is sort of teaching kids about, like, you know, just as much as you want to help an animal, it's sort of to, we should say, like, a stray animal, like a bird or something like that. You know, it is probably best just to let it be, because, or, I don't know. Okay, you're right, not little kids. You know, an adult can probably, you know, a person that knows what they're doing should do it.
Yeah.
You know, but not a little kid, because, yeah, you do see that sometimes. Like, a kid picks up, like, a baby something or other, and, yeah, will either get bitten by it or they take it in thinking it'll be best for them, and, yeah, it's actually doing more harm.
Yeah.
So, no, that's a very legit point. So, anything else about the Jiggler?
The other scene that I actually really liked is where the Jiggler starts, like, spewing out all the gook, and then, like, he explodes. And then you have Finn and Jake covered in this pinkish stuff.
That looks very bloodish.
Exactly. It was kind of, he's just like, oh my god, we just murdered him. And they're covered in all this, like, what looks like blood. And it's kind of like, if they actually ended it right there, it would have looked like they just slaughtered this poor little creature. And I like how it was kind of like that whole, wow, that kind of looks really, like, deadly and dangerous, but at the same time, it's like, okay, he's not dead, everything's fine.
I always heard that's how, like, I was just watching Evil Dead 2 again, and I guess that's how they got past, like, some of the rating problems, is that they changed the color of the blood. Like, they'll have green blood and blue blood and stuff, and I guess sometimes if you just change the color to something else, you don't, more impressionable audiences don't look at it. It's like, oh, blood. They just look at it as, oh, that can be raspberry or something like that. So, yeah, in a fight, just changing the color of something, what impact it can have, I mean, just very quickly.
Yeah.
So, Eddie Murphy tried in that SNL sketch, and it was hilarious. Change the color of his skin. It's funny.
Gumby?
No. Oh. You've never seen the episode where he goes around as a white person?
No.
You have some research to do, but if you haven't either, look it up. I'm sure it's on YouTube. It's one of the funniest sketches you'll ever see. So we're going to look that up after this, actually.
Okay.
So, cool. And anything else before we sign off here?
Not that I can think. Oh, besides the singing. As this, like, the show actually progresses, there's quite a bit more singing that actually, like, takes place, and not just from Finn, but from other characters as well.
Does it also have, like, the auto-tune?
No, only Finn is the only one with auto-tune.
Interesting. So, cool. Can't wait for that. So, see you next time.